This is Sunseeker's fabulous Sport Yacht 75. Isn't this a big boat? When we come down alongside it, as we're able to do here, you really do get a full impression of just how large this is. It's a big chunk of boat, and this is an interesting one to take a look at because they also do a Predator 75, which is very similar. And what's really, really good is the fact that we have a Predator 75 alongside. We can see the difference. There's also a Yacht 76 I'm going to show you on here. So where are we? We are, this is the one we're going to look at, the Sport Yacht 75. So it's the Predator shape, the sporty shape. That's the Yacht 76, which is a much more upright flybridge boat. This splits the two. It gives you the styling and the sports nature of the Predator, but it puts a small flybridge up on the top. Not as big as this one, but it gives you this sleek styling, the big sunbeds, all that kind of thing. So it's kind of almost a little bit of a hybrid in a way of the two, but very much based around the Predator. And if we have a look here, you can see the Sport Yacht and the Predator from here look identical until you look up, and then you can see that this one has got that flybridge on it. If we come over here, you'll see it a bit better. So it's very, very interesting to see the differences between these two. There we go, that's the Predator 75. Flat top, massive opening roof. Same boat with a very, very discreet flybridge up on top, but it's not obvious. Okay, we are going to go on board and do the full tour. We've got the grey hulls on these. These are really popular now, they're very smart. There's quite a bit to talk about here. There's a garage, there's a crew cabin, and we're going to look at all of that, of course. But I'm going to slip my shoes off and take you up and in, and we'll look around the inside and the decks first of all. That little chap there is a shower, a deck shower. We've got doors here that close across so that you can obviously shut this across, and then we've got these massive sunbeds on the back here. Look at that, absolutely huge. And then a really nice dining area, lounging area. Do that as you wish. That table is height adjustable, but it also unfolds, so it's twice the size when it's open. And you can see how there's a drop window so that it connects right through. The doors slide across and then drop, and that means that that becomes completely open at the back. In fact, if we look at the boat next door, you can see the differences. So that one has got the bar on this side. This one doesn't, because it has the steps that go up here. Can you see that? So it's very much owner preference. It depends what you want. There are, of course, differences between the two, but that's the big difference. And we'll have a look up there, of course, as we go on round. So yeah, you can see how this opens, because these doors here slide across to here, and then the whole lot retracts. And that really, really opens that out. Look at that, that's fantastic. You've still got a little bar area under the steps here, so there's the sink. So, you know, it doesn't disappear completely, it just gets a bit truncated. We've got the fridge in underneath there, storage and bin underneath that one. And then we can go on in from here. It is seamless though, isn't it? Look at that. Fabulous. Again, the height adjustable folding table. Some very comfortable looking settees about the place. And I really like this nook up alongside the helm here. That is a lovely place. It's nice when you're stationary because it gives you another little area to tuck yourself away, but it's brilliant underway because people at the helm here, you can come and join them and have a chat and so forth. They have put a sliding roof on this one, interestingly, so we can operate a button here. I think it is that one, and that will open like so. So it doesn't disappear completely. However, I wonder if we can see the other one from here. No, we'll have a look on the top and I'll show you how big the one on the other one is. The other one is a lot larger. But as I say, if you want the flybridge, then, you know, something's got to give, and that's what it is. But you gain an awful lot, as we'll see. Twin helm seats, side door on this, which is excellent. And then the usual Simrad multifunction displays. We've got the MAN engine instrumentation. We've got the steering wheel straightened up. It's got the centre that's freewheeling. Look at that. Fantastic. Joystick control on this one, it's shaft drive, but that links up your engines and your bow and your stern thruster to give you full control just via the stick there. And a nice view out. There we go. Let's head on a bit further. Now on the lower deck, these two boats are identical. So we've got these nice wide stairs down here past the wine cooler, and then the galley is here. This is lovely because you've got this great big space here, but also another little area that can come around here actually, and you can see it a bit better. You've got this area up ahead as well. It's another nice little nook. There's lots of spaces in this boat you can be. You know, everyone's not just all crammed in together. It works well. Up here we have the crockery, and this is all nicely positioned so it stays where you put it. You can see the little cutouts that it drops into here, and you've got these pegs here. It keeps it all safe when you're out at sea. It's a fast boat this, so you want to be able to make sure that everything stays where you've left it. That is that's extractor fan there, so that's hence not a lot of cupboard space in that one. What else have we got here? Fire blankets in there. That's what FB means, you see. Fire extinguisher in that one. There we go. Terrific. There's a bin underneath here, and then the usual galley accoutrements. There we are, all Mila cooking there. That one is the dishwasher, and then there's storage, like so. Cutlery in that one. Very, very nice. And the fridge freezer is over here. Again, really good size. It's a big boat, you'd expect it to be, and it is. Let's go right forward and we will work our way back. We've got TV here for this area as well. It's a great place of an evening to just come down and relax, watch a movie, whatever you want to do. VIP guest cabin up here in the bow. Good size hull windows with the opening sections. We've got the wardrobe here as well, and shelving. And this again, all storage along here. So, where's the catch? There it is. A lot of places to put things away. There's a hatch overhead. We've got the blind across there at the moment. And then there's TV in here. And drawers under the bed as well. So they are getting a lot into here. Some nice lighting about the place. Beautiful. This has its own ensuite. Oh, I'll show you this first of all, a little dressing table. Look at this. And unusually they've fitted, that's the ultimate in soft clothes, isn't it? They fitted the mirror wave in here. How about that? Heads is here. Let's pop a light on for you. There we are. Big rainfall shower. Storage up in behind the mirrors there and down underneath the sink. But yeah, nice big space. Let's turn that one back off again. Further back there is cabin 3, but also day heads is back here as well. So that is in this one, and you'll see there's a door through. Again, let's find the switch. There we are. You can see there's a door through to cabin 3, so all of the cabins are en suite at night. Shower again in there. There we are, rainfall shower. I like this carbon fibre detailing they've got about the place. That's rather smart. And this is cabin 3. Again, a lovely sized cabin. As you'd expect, of course, it's a 75-foot boat, but it is a sports boat, let's not forget. This isn't a full flybridge, which gives you more space yet again. Hanging locker in there. Let's have a look, shall we? We've got to open stuff, haven't we? It's not an Aquaholic tour otherwise. Plenty of cushions, that's for sure. And you've got storage down under the bed and that kind of thing. That's a nice space, isn't it? And if we press on back a bit further, this is going to give us shelving, so that's brilliant for housekeeping stuff. You know, blankets or spare bedding or whatever. That one down there. Okay, that's just access to engineering. Air conditioning, I think, is in there. And this then is the owner's cabin. In a word, palatial. That is really, really nice, isn't it? There's a tiny bit of flickering on the GoPro there, not happening in real life. Some lovely lighting in here. Look at the details of this headboard that goes across here. It's fantastic. And again, another little nook to tuck yourself away. So many places on this boat you can be. It's brilliant. Dressing table on that side, drawers, storage. Big hull windows too. Really, really nice. AV equipment in here again, of course. Yeah, these are massive, aren't they? What a view you'd have if you're out at anchor somewhere, looking out across the water. Just fantastic. Love this light here. And then again, of course, let's move this lady who's mopping the floor out of the way, and we can see then we've got usual kind of stuff. And this one's a walk-in wardrobe. That's what's going on over here. No, it's not. I'll edit that out later. This is the ensuite. Again with a whole window. There are of course blinds that drop down over these, and the shower on this one is in here. That is the walk-in wardrobe over there. Oh come on, it's an easy mistake to make. There we are. A bit full of gear at the minute, but you've got basically wardrobes in here and a load of storage. Yeah. You can tell we're at a boat show. These traps under the floor are access to engineering spaces, bilge areas, that kind of thing. So this one here, for example, just to pick one of them up, is taking you down into some of the air conditioning and plumbing, etc. This is a great space because you get a huge amount of light coming down through these windscreens here above us. That's really nice. If I come around here, you can probably see it a bit better actually. There we go, look at this. It's nice, isn't it? Perfect. Let us press on a bit further around. These carbon fibre handrails here. And what a space that is, isn't it? Dramatic. There's a TV that rises out of this section here. And as mentioned, you can see the hinges here. So this one folds over and then the whole thing slides to centralise it on that high-low leg for dining. It is quite the space, isn't it? Superb. Let's press on. We'll take a look around the decks, but also, of course, we want to go and see that flybridge area. Now you can see again how identical these are until you look up, and that's where the changes are. Come right around to the bow. You can see the side door next to the helm, same as we've got on here. And this again, it's mirror image, isn't it? Because it is the same boat from basically the main saloon ceiling downwards. There's a cabana underneath here. That's what this framework is for. So you can have a shade that raises up across this. And then sunbathing a bit further forward. These are deck lockers here. Like so. And then an anchor handling kit right up here on the bow. That hatch that we saw in the forward cabin is underneath here. That's why there's this cutout section here. So that will lift up. If you open that, it just pushes out of the way. Perfect. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? The same and yet different. Look at the top of them. Good. Let's press on back. You've got drawer fridges here as well, in the ends of the seating. Massive windscreen. You can see how that throws so much light down into that galley area. Let's come right back. spin on round, and then this is the steps that are not on the Predator.
So they use there's two layers of boat.
And this is what you gain. This is a perfect place to make the comparison, because if you look at the boat next door, this area simply doesn't exist. And what's great is they've kept this really low profile, so it doesn't look like a flybridge boat with a great big top on it. It still looks sleek from the outside, but you gain a lot of space up here. What you lose is that huge glass sliding roof on that one, because clearly there's nowhere for it to go on here. It would slide into where I'm stood. But as we noticed, we've still got the smaller opening section, so you don't lose the sliding roof altogether. It's just much, much smaller. It just depends what you want. As I say, they're both in production. You can choose whichever you think suits your needs best. But this does give you a terrific extra space and another helm position. So it's a great outdoor driving position. It's also great for manoeuvring, because when you're stood here, your view is tremendous, especially down this side of the boat. That is fantastic. Again, the multifunction displays, again the joystick control, bow and stern thrusters, the engine controls are here, autopilot, all the usual kind of things you'd expect. This is interesting, this is a little windscreen, so if it's a bit drafty, because this is a fast boat, that will, he says, how does that work? That will slide up. I'm not quite sure how. Oh, there we go. It's just a little bit stiff. But yeah, you can slide that out of there to give you a bit of extra wind deflection if you want it. There's a nice little space up here. That's height adjustable, so my guess is there's an infill cushion for that to make that into sunbathing. I think that's a fairly safe bet. And then another lounging dining area, whatever you want to call it, back here. This table unfolds like so. There is a small wet bar up here, so the grill is underneath here. There's a sink just there, and fridge, I think. Ice maker, there we are, close. I bet that's a fridge. Yes. And this is a bimini top here, so that whole thing can raise up to give you shade here if you want it, and then radar, GPS antennas, the communications antennas, all color coded in the black. Very, very smart. And a nice sunbathing area back here. Another drawer fridge down there, actually, I've just noticed. Superb. But that is a very useful extra space. Now, if you want a full-on flybridge, as mentioned when we looked at the chart earlier of all different models, there is a Yacht 76, which is more or less the same size as this, fractionally larger, I think, but that gives you the full-on flybridge. So there is a lot of choices, whatever you want, from the sporty closed-up version to the Sport Yacht, which this is, full to the full flybridge yacht. They will accommodate. Fantastic. Let's go and look around the back, and then we'll finish off with the engines. So there's a couple of things to show you down here. The first thing we're going to do is find the right button, make sure there's nobody in the way. No, we're all good. And where are we? We want that button there, which is the release, and that button there, which is the up, and that will power up the garage. There's a drop bathing platform here, and then you can see the roller system, and there's a winch right up there, and the control for that winch is here. And so the idea is that with a bathing platform dropped, you can nudge the bow of your tender against this. That winch you would have unrolled, ready, clip it on, hit the up button, and it just pulls it in, tucks it away in the garage. I can't remember what size tender this takes. I've got Williams 345 in my mind, but I'm not certain about that, so check on that if that's important to you. But yeah, useful space, very nice. Another thing that you get with a Sport Yacht or with a Predator that you won't get with the full flybridge yacht version. Fantastic. If we head across this side then, another thing to show you here is this little button and this handle means that opens up, and that gives us access to the crew cabin. Now again, if you're looking at full-time crew, you're looking at getting the yacht 76 or bigger. This is a fairly small space, but perfectly adequate. Let's stick some lights on in here. Oh, they are on, we're all right. So what you have down here basically is a bed running across there, and I think it's a bit full of canopies at the minute, but there's another bed. Yeah, there we go. There's another bed running that way, so it'll sleep to. The laundry facilities I'm sure you've already seen for yourself, and then we've got also the wet room here, so a loo and a shower. But it's not a full-time crew sort of boat. It is a sports yacht at the end of the day. It's not a full-on flybridge yacht. And you've got to bear in mind that the other side of that bulkhead is all of that garage. And that's the thing that changes. If you go for the yacht, you lose the garage, but you gain a much bigger crew cabin. Back to the same thing, there is only a certain amount of space, and the way that that space is divided up is down to you when you buy the boat, depending on your needs and requirements. So that is that. Let's shut that one back down. Hi, how you doing? All right?
Yeah, you're right.
We have James Bark here from boats.co.uk. If you've not seen his YouTube channel, it's worth checking out. Exactly, it's excellent. James is a thoroughly splendid fellow, and he's the big cheese at boats.co.uk.
And I do like cheese as well.
You do like cheese? Yeah. What can you want
Look
from
at
us?
this lovely weather.
We're blessed, aren't we?
What you want, a Sunseeker?
I am on a Sport Yacht 75, and we're right in the middle of a full Aquaholic tour.
Okay, well,
so you're making a guest appearance.
Sorry, I'll
No,
leave
it's a
you to
pleasure. It's always lovely to see you, James.
Okay, and you.
All right, take care. Right, let's power that one back down. I won't edit him out later. There we are. Last thing to talk about then is the engines, and they're particularly important on this sort of boat because it is a performance boat. So you would like to have the kind of performance that matches the looks and the style that you've got with this, and I think it's fair to say, as you'll see for yourself in just a moment, that you get it. Because look at these bad boys. MAN V12 engines. They are huge. Absolutely superb. These are 1,550 horsepower each. They're giving this boat mid 30 knot performance, which for a 75 footer is seriously tramping on. That is impressive. You're looking at about a 25 knot fast cruise, and at a 10 knot economical cruise you're looking at about 800 miles of range. But yeah, that is remarkable, isn't it? We've got generator down there. That is underneath the tender garage. You can actually see the shape of it for the V of the hull of the tender, and then the crew cabin is behind this bulkhead here. Just fantastic. All the hydraulics here for thrusters and so forth. Very, very impressive, isn't it? Lovely. Fire system in here as well. This is an automatic fire system, but you can see there's a cable running across there so that it can be triggered remotely if necessary. Sometimes people see these fire extinguishers and think, you wouldn't want to go down there if there's a fire, and you're quite right. As I say, it is automatic, and it is remotely activated in addition. So no, definitely not going down there if that's occurring. There we go. Something you'll almost certainly never need, but is intensely reassuring. Good, we're going to close that one back down. we do have a tour of the Predator 75 on the channel, which is the one next door. So if you want to see that and see the differences, all the similarities, then you certainly can do. I'd take you on for a quick look now, but there are customers in there, so we'll have to give that one a swerve. But everything you need to see in terms of that roof, you can see from the outside. And I think we've done that justice. That, my friends, is about the size of that, and a guest appearance from James as well. What more could you want from life? Huge thanks to Sunseeker International for organising that tour, and massive thanks, of course, to you guys for watching it. Let me know what you think of that in the comments, and we will catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye bye.